It's beer o'clock on Real Ale Craft Beer, and we are back with another series of lager versus videos. If you remember last year, 2023, on the channel, we reviewed a lot of different lagers, putting them up against one another, and I kind of got stumped at the end of the year. I was thinking to myself, well, I've kind of done most of these now. Stella Artois unfiltered versus Staropram and unfiltered. That's just one example of the videos I've done. But then I was in the supermarket and I was looking at what to kind of match up, and I thought, why don't I do country versus country? So on my left, your right, is Spain's, the Philippines, San Miguel, Spain's #1 beer, San Miguel, versus Heineken from the Netherlands. Two very, very popular beers. Two beers that you would probably look, if it was in a pub, you wouldn't have any problems going, right, I'll have a pint of that, or I'll have a pint of that. So I thought to myself, Spain versus the Netherlands, which one is going to win? Right, so without further ado, let's get these beers out into a glass and see what we get. 660 milliliter bottle, the San Miguel. It's in a dark brown bottle and it's been brewed by Carlsberg Marston's Brewing Company. 5% ABV, 660 milliliter bottle. Glasses both have etching on the bottom. Just to give a bit of clarity, just so you know, the carbonation levels are going to be relatively the same because they're in the same sort of glass. Heineken, green glass bottle. Is it going to be skunky? There's the bottle cap. This one's 650 ml and it's 5% ABV. The Heineken is brewed in the UK and the Netherlands. So you're not really going to know if this bottle comes from the Netherlands or the UK. Quite impossible, unless you understand barcodes. I don't know. San Miguel, Spanish beer, brewed in the UK by Carlsberg Marston's. So beer in the glass. There we go. Two finger, white head. Look at that carbonation. Golden amber coloured lager. Smell a bit of skunkiness from here. So we're kicking off this season of lager reviews, well, because we're heading very quickly into spring and summer. And it's that season really now, isn't it, where we're moving away from ales and stouts and porters, and even to a certain extent New England IPA. We're moving towards more kind of lager territory, aren't we? So again, etching on the glass, you can see that etching is creating a lot of carbonation. Two finger white head, light amber in colour. Let's compare the two colours of the beers then. I would say the San Miguel is slightly lighter in colour than the Heineken. I'm going to put the San Miguel down a minute because that etching on the glass is really quite, it's almost going to make that head spill over. And we don't want to waste any beer, do we? Right. So we've looked at the beers, let's get the aroma. Yeah, pretty skunky this. It must be a unique selling point for Heineken. Heineken drinkers must like a little bit of skunkiness in their green glass bottle beer. But how many times have you spoke to a Heineken drinker or people who drink Heineken in general and they go, Oh, it tastes different in a pub. How many times have you heard that? Oh, Heineken tastes different in a pub to the bottle, because the pub, there's no way that it can skunk. It's in metal kegs that are stored away from sunlight. These, sitting on the supermarket shelf under the UV lights, in green glass bottle. Of course it's going to taste a bit different. The beer's skunked. It's called Light Strike. Google it. I haven't got enough time to explain Light Strike, but Google Light Strike in beer. You'll totally kind of understand it then. Right, let's get in. It's a little hoppy, little malty, quite skunky. Oh dear, oh dear. Oh, wow, wow. Heineken have grown to become one of the largest brewing companies in the world. I don't know how they've managed it. I don't know how they've managed it on this beer. I really don't. If you are a lager drinker, and if you are a Heineken fan, then I do apologise to you sincerely. And this is not a poke at you guys who drink the beer. It's just my general assessment of it. It's really poor. It's really, really poor. It's skunky. I'm tasting like syrups in the beer, like sweet syrups in the beer. Terribly, terribly poor quality beer. Not a beer that I would be... If there was a boiling hot day out there and you hand me a freezing cold Heineken, I think I'd still be in the garden squirming and squealing and like pulling weird faces as I drank the beer. But they sell tons of this stuff, tons of it. And the worst thing about it, I can't exactly tell you that it's UK brewed beer. It probably is. It's probably UK brewed beer, but this might be the odd bottle that's made its way from the Netherlands. There's no clarity on the back of the bottle. It says brewed in either the UK or the Netherlands. Come on, give us some clarity. At least tell us where the beer's brewed. A little bit of bitterness on the back end. There is some malt in there, but I'm definitely picking up some kind of sweetness too. It's a little bit astringent on the back end. It's kind of crisp and refreshing, to be fair to the beer. But that skunkiness is too much. Right, let's try UK. No, I can definitely say that this is UK brewed San Miguel. Let's get into this one. And that's just really earthy and really kind of... Give it another taste just to clean my palate up. It's a bit better. It's a bit better than the Heineken. I'll be absolutely truthful here, as we always are on the channel. It's got more of a mouthfeel to it. It's got more of a slightly kind of creamy mouthfeel to the beer. It's peppery and spicy on the back end. It's a little earthy. It's a little kind of like... You would always get that from... Certainly if it's brewed kind of Marston's Way, the Midlands, Burtonisation. You can taste the Burtonisation in the water, that kind of hard, slightly farty water. I would really love to try San Miguel in Spain. A Spanish version of the beer versus the British brewed version of this beer, because I think it would be different. It would definitely be different. Now, the San Miguel is a better beer, a little bit more. It's still refreshing, but it's got a little bit more of a mouthfeel to it, a little bit more of a malty kind of mouthfeel, but it's more earthy. It's more kind of Burtonised, and it shouldn't really be like that, should it? I'm gonna have to rate that. I'm gonna have to offer a winner here. Heineken. See, now that's funny because it tastes different. It tastes better now I'm drinking the San Miguel. Oh, this is such a tough call. I don't like the skunkiness in the Heineken, but I just realised just how earthy and Burtonised this San Miguel is when you really kind of get them up close and trying them. The San Miguel's really Burtonised. It's really, the water's so hard. It shouldn't be that hard in a lager. Finding a winner here. I suppose I'm just going to have to kind of just give it one more taste and say, if I absolutely had to drink one of these beers, which one would it be? Heineken. See, now it's crisper. It's crispier than the San Miguel, but it's skunky. I don't like the earthiness. The earthiness is too overpowering in the San Miguel. Changed my mind. I was about to say San Miguel comes out on top, but I can't believe I'm saying this. And it probably just proves my whole idea, kind of like my whole way of thinking wrong when it comes to kind of Heineken drinkers, because against other lagers, against other British brew lagers, actually, when it comes down to it, it's a bit better, even with the skunkiness. 5 out of 10 for the Heineken. 4 out of 10 for the San Miguel. San Miguel, almost undrinkable with that kind of earthy, Burtonised way to it. It's like farty water, hard burnt water. I just don't rate it at all. 4 out of 10 for the San Miguel, 5 out of 10 for the Heineken. Well, that took a bit of doing, didn't it? But I hope you liked the video. Please put your comments in the comments box. Subscribe to our daily beer and food reviews. We got more of this to come, more beers. We got Superbock coming. We got Madry, and we've got, what's the other one? Oh, and we got another beer coming. There will be more comparisons in the future. Please put your comments in the comments box. Subscribe. Boom. Cheers.